Okay. So I just want few understanding from you all. So what are the things that we can add in capacity planning? Does anyone have idea about it? And why, whenever we talk about the planning part, so why do we measure the performance? Yes, please go ahead.
Just to verify, Chandra, like you mentioned that what we can add in capacity. You mean to say what all, what inputs for the capacity?
Yes. And before doing the capacity planning, what are the things required?
You mean assumptions, right?
Right.
So I think Chandra, we need occupancy, ST, and working hours uh, for doing the capacity planning.
Okay.
So basically, Chandra, as per my understanding, capacity planning is for our process to achieve the better goal. Like if we have a KPI like SL, AST, and everything, so we need to plan accordingly to that interval so that we can meet all the interval. And if we have a last historical data trend, so we can best calculate the capacity plan
Okay.
according to this.
So do you really think that a capacity planner do the capacity planning on interval level?
Not hope so like for interval level, we can calculate on the day level, then we can bifurcate on the interval level.
Okay. So to clarify you, whenever we talk about the interval level, so it is the responsibility of a scheduler that to evaluate the schedule and plot the schedule and all. It is the responsibility of a scheduler. Okay, not a
Yeah.
capacity planner. Okay, so let me tell you, as being a capacity planner, okay, the things which are required like forecast, AHT, the shrinkages, what occupancy is going on. So to be aware about these all the things, we should be aware about the like forecast accuracy, AST forecast accuracy, overs and unders, adherence. Okay, what exactly is going on process, and we should be aware about the training rooms that we have, how many trainers that we have, how many seats that we have in the training rooms and on the floor as well. So these all the things should be handy as being a planner. And apart from that,
And
I have,
Chandra,
yes,
carry on.
yeah. And another thing that I have told you, that why we measure the performance.
Yeah, this was the same I was about to ask. Same. I mean, you also asked why we need to measure the. Is it important or not? According
Yeah.
to me, yes, it is very important. We do need to. I mean, as a being a planner, definitely we need to measure the what is the actual delivery in terms of occupancy, shrinkage, or deliver hours, whatever. On the basis of that, he particular. I mean, the planner can plan for the next a couple of weeks exactly. If there is a deep in, if there is a deep in shrinkage, high in shrinkage, definitely we can go for, more requirements, more, we can plan accordingly.
Right, Kamesh. So basically, we measure the performance to provide the feedbacks like related to organization goals, it's increase the chances as well to the meet the business goals. Okay, like we are aware that we are lacking somewhere. If we will not measure the performance, we will not be able to understand the region, right? If we are aware with the region that this is the region that we are lacking somewhere, so we can work on that.
Right, Chandra, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, so we were about to discuss about the fill rate and throughput rate, right?
Right, right, Chandra. Once again, let me tell you, can you also discuss about once again how we can calculate the occupancy, how we can take the occupancy? Since your voice was breaking, so I don't want to interrupt you. That's the reason I didn't interrupt you in that. If it is possible, then you can comment.
Yes, yes. Okay, Kamesh. Sure. So Kamesh, basically, how we do it, like we distribute the volume on interval level. If we have the historical trend, we can go with that. If we don't have, we can simply divide it on equally divided every interval of the week. Okay. And
Can
in
you do it once again for more clarity?
yeah, sure. So this is the my forecast. I'm divided by 7, dividing it by 7, and again dividing it by the intervals that we have in a day. Okay. So this is how I got the forecast on interval level. Here you can see that this is equal to my forecast. Here I have taken the AST, and here I have simply taken the requirement, calculate the requirement. If you want, I can show you forecast into AST and divided by 3600. Now keeping the requirement in mind, I don't want to miss my any interval. Okay. So I plotted the schedule in advance. This is dummy schedule. Got it? So to plot the schedule, I've created the, I've given the reference from here. So let's suppose I'm plotting here 15 agents. So this is my projected hours and this is my required hours. Kamesh, can you hear me?
Yes, your voice is breaking for me. I think there's a network issue, so you can continue. Continue, no problem.
Okay. So again, here you can see this is my overs and unders. So in every interval, you can see that I'm over. It makes sense that I'm meeting my each and every interval.
All right. So, Chandra, one quick question here. Let's suppose you already mentioned that
Kamesh, I'm sorry,
over,
cannot
right?
hear you.
So what percentage you are over?
Could you please repeat it again because
I'm
I could
sorry.
not able to.
Again, your voice is breaking. Right, right. My question is, let's suppose you already mentioned that all intervals are over, right? Here and there, right?
Right,
Over.
right.
So, question is, what percentage we are over? Is it more than 110% or what?
So like you understand the mean by staffing over and unders, right? So if you are
Right.
comparing your if you are comparing your schedule, so you are over than you are required. Okay, so just to clarify that, it makes sense that if I'm over, so I'm meeting my every interval. Okay, going forward, when we will conduct session on airline based capacity planning, definitely that will be more clear to you.
All right, all right.
Okay, so keeping all the things in mind, here I have calculated the occupancy by dividing the workload and the opportunity, the time that I have based on the dummy schedule. Okay, so this is how I have calculated the occupancy.
All right. Thanks for clarifying.
And Kamesh, here you can see that this is my required hours that I have pulled from the interval wise view. Okay, and this is my projected hours, and this is my projected occupancy. So here you can see that the requirement I have calculated, that is based on the required hours and occupancy. Okay, if you don't want to take the occupancy in the calculation, so normally what you can do is you can simply divide the projected hours by your FT hours. Okay, now let me show you. If you will compare this number to this, where we have multiplied the occupancy, here you can see that 52.0877 something, and here also this is 52.087738. So if you don't want to take the occupancy in the calculation, simply you can divide the projected hours, not to required hours. Okay, but why I have shown you here the occupancy? Because everywhere you can everywhere you will be questioned, how do we plan the occupancy, right?
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, so for more clarification, I have mentioned here the projected occupancy. If you don't want to take the occupancy part in the calculation and don't want to show here, so directly you can divide the projected hours by the FT target hours, you will get the same number.
All right. Good. Thanks.
Okay, so apart from this, you have a question regarding the fill rate and throughput rate, right?
Right.
Okay, so basically whenever we are going under, we are going negative in this in terms of staffing. So what basically we do, we raise an alarm and we raise an ticket to the hiring team, right? That
Right. Right.
we are required 25 agents, 26 agents on this particular date. Okay, so this is my class start date that I have planned, and this is my planned head count. So let's suppose I have planned 26 head count. Okay, and when I'm going on an actual, when training should be start, so on that day hiring team is giving me the number that is close to 23. Okay, so it makes sense that
Okay.
this is my fill rate. So based on the last few batches that I got, I will take the fill rate while I'm planning the batch. Let's suppose again I am going to plan a batch. Okay, I need 25 people. I need 25 people. So how many head count I will plan? I will plan 28 head count to get the 25. Got it?
Yes. So how you got this calculation?
So this is how, let's suppose on the basis of last 3 or 4 batches. Let's suppose here I got 23. Again here I'm getting, let me show you in a better way. Let's suppose these
So
are
you mean 4 weeks of fill rate average?
not 4 weeks. You can take the uh, you can take this thing on the basis of last few batches, not the weeks.
No, few batches means like weekly, whatever we have the batches. Let's suppose
Let's
last
suppose
4 weeks we
this
have a batch, right?
this is batch one. Okay, this is batch one. This is batch three. Let me do it. Okay, this is 2 and 3. Now this is 12. Don't know why it is not working. Let me calculate here. Kamesh, I'm copying it in another sheet. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
1, 2, and 3. I will take some product. Okay, so whenever I'm going to plan a new batch, batch number 4. Okay, so let's suppose I need 25 head count. Okay, I need 25. So how many I will plan? I need 25. So how I will plan? I will plan this 25 divided by the fill rate. Okay,
Like it should be like 25 plus a fill rate, correct? Something like that.
yes. So here you can see that the shrinkage that you have is 1 minus this 14% of shrinkage. And similarly, you can say that fill rate is basically a conversion of hiring. Okay, and the throughput rate is the conversion of the training. I hope it is clear now.
Yes, it's clear now.
Apart from this, any question, please?
And this is the fill rate, and then the training through output, whatever I mean, agents are moved into training and they clear the certification, correct?
Yes. That basically also includes the training attrition and all. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's suppose the throughput rate is 80%. Okay. And considering that the training weeks that we have is 4. So what we will do is we will 1 minus this, sorry, 1 minus this, and we will divide it by the training weeks. Okay. So here we can see that the training attrition that we will consider, that is 5% each week. Okay.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Okay, Chandra.
So apart from this, is there any question? We have 9 minutes left.
All good from
Okay,
my end. Thank you.
this is
So
good information.
yeah. So
And one more thing, like it's a basic approach, right? To calculate this capacity planning. So how many types of approach we can use to
okay.
identify this capacity planning?
Basically, what my understanding is about capacity planning and the resource planning, you should be aware about the each and every component. Okay. And there are multiple kind of calculation that we have. If you are clear with the logics and clear with the basics, everything will be easy for you.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. So like I have shown you here that the differences. Okay. Like what are the difference between the projected and required hours, and why we apply the occupancy. If you don't want to apply the occupancy, we can go with the projected hours.
Divide by FTRs, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the logic that if you are not aware with these things, why we plot this schedule. If you will go deeply, if I will put this number, people, what people do, they directly put the occupancy by 85 by saying that this is the occupancy on the basis of the historical trend, right? I can
Mm-hmm.
also put, but
Exactly.
why I'm showing you guys for more clarifying, because that is not right way. Why? Because occupancy always depends on the head count. If you are not on track, if you don't have the adequate staff, so you will not deliver the accurate occupancy, right? With the with the
Yes,
with
right.
the with the number of less staffing, you will deliver the high occupancy. And
Yes,
when you have the overstaffing, you will deliver the low occupancy. So never you can take the trend. Whenever you have the equal staffing as you are required, from there you can pull the number only.
yes. And AST you have taken, which is 350, right?
Yeah.
It is on all assumption base.
Yes, this is just based on the target that I have taken. But yes, going forward in next session, how will I create? I will show the actual versus planned, and I will
Okay.
tell you that
Yeah.
how do we plan. Okay, don't worry, we will discuss that as well.
Yeah. Also, please understand for the next session, reverse calculation to calculate the forecast by
So
the
okay,
help of AST and occupancy.
so yes, I have shown you that. If you have, this is the CPA.
CPA. Okay.
Let's suppose this is the hours. Okay, I have 12 agents. One agent is delivering 32 hours. Okay, 32 hours,
Okay.
and after occupancy delivering 32 hours. So I want the number for 12 agents. Here, let's suppose here I have calculated 39. Okay, 33 agents. So apart from 30, 12, I'm taking 33. Okay, so I will multiply this into this. and into 3600. And I will divide it by my ST. That
AST.
you can see that this is the forecast and this is the
Yes,
capacity
yes.
of these many agents. So this is the reverse calculation. There is no any particular tough formula. Everything is here. If you will go deeply and go through the formula and all, so everything will be clear to you, because I've created this session for you guys for understanding the things. Post that we will go in the real planning. How do we create the hiring file and all? Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Chandra. Thank you so much for clearing the concepts.
Okay. So if you are, this session is helpful for you guys. So please support and cooperate us.
Thank you, sir.
So that
Always with you.
Thank you so much, Chandra.
okay. So
Thank you so
please,
much, Chandra. The session is very helpful.
okay, thank you for joining.
Also, please share your YouTube channel and this Excel file so that we can, you know, use this as per our best practice.
Yeah, sure. So just allow me a few time. I will share this on WhatsApp group and upload the video on YouTube channel. Once video is uploaded, I will share the link and expecting that you guys will share the link with others as well, so that they
I
can.
always share, sir. I'm available
Sure,
on
sure.
support.
Sure,
Okay.
definitely.
Thank you for your support, guys. So
Thank you so much.
let's conclude this session for today, and let's meet in another week. And in I will just notify you guys. I'm planning to conduct session on forecasting as well. Okay, so once we are done with the capacity planning, basics and advanced, and we will start the session on forecasting, basics, from basics to advanced.
So, Chandra, we also learn about airline,
Sure,
right?
Chandra. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, sure. In next week, I will tell you.
Okay, thank
If
you.
you want to learn basic Erlang, so just go ahead and watch the YouTube video that I have uploaded on our previous sessions. That will help you a lot understanding the basic about the Erlang. Okay,
Okay, thank you. I
that
will
will
go.
that you can learn the scheduling from basics to advanced from there.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Okay, and thank you all.